Hello, beautiful kindred souls, and welcome to my spiritual oasis. Here, weary souls come to find inner wisdom and peace. I actually had a whole different plan for this video, but your higher self said, nope, I have some messages. I have some messages for myself. So I'm channeling higher self messages today. Again, these are messages from your higher self, the enlightened version of you, basically coming back in time to give you information, insight, encouragement, whatever the message is. I am just the medium and I'm channeling the message for you. So I've prepared 3 groups. We have group 1, group 2, and group 3. So pause the video right now if you need an opportunity to meditate on which group has your message in it. Otherwise, we're just going to get right into the readings. Hello, group number 1, and welcome to your reading. So again, we are channeling messages from your higher self. Let's see what our guiding energy is right away. So we have fire as our guiding energy for you. Ignition. The message that I am receiving for you right away is action. Do more. Take action more on the things that you want to see come to fruition in your life. I'm getting the message here from your higher self that you tend to overanalyze, you tend to do a lot of the thinking and processing and planning instead of just taking that first step and doing and learning from doing. So do take action. We also have the number 8 guiding, and the number 8 is the achiever. The number 8 is all about action, all about doing, putting effort and energy into something in order to, obviously achieve a goal. So goal setting, but also doing, taking action, making the changes, putting in that passion, that energy. I'm also getting the message here is to chase your passions and your energy. Get excited about what you're doing with your life, and if you're not excited with what you're doing now, figuring out whatever that is that's going to make you excited is a part of that guiding energy for you, group number 1. So we also have electricity, which to me is very much so connected to fire. Electricity is a little bit more of a jolt to me, so I'm just feeling in general action, putting in energy, putting actions into your plans. Electricity is also suggesting freedom too, like letting free. If we look at the imagery here, we see the arms are spread wide, like and the keyword is wildness. So like letting your hair down a bit, like freedom in expression, and again, just doing, kind of going out there, putting that energy into something. And then we have the moon. So I feel it's funny because these 2 energies are very out there. Both of the graphics suggest like an openness, just an expenditure of energy. And this one, and it also being guided by the number 7, suggests a bit of keeping something for yourself as well. So as you go on this journey, making sure to nurture your dark side, to take into account that moon energy, that more inwardly expressive, divine feminine, inwardly strong type of energy, making sure that you're nurturing yourself, you're going inward when you need to, you're taking those breaks. But again, the focus is the doing, the action. Okay. We also have the joyous and work on what has been spoiled. So I feel like there's a lot for you to be doing right now. And then the next how many ever years. But I feel like the message that your higher self is saying, like, it's time to do. It's time to go forth and fix those things. And I'm getting like family things, family history, family tree, breaking patterns, and basically like changing your family tree, doing things differently than your ancestors have, and doing it sooner. I feel like maybe some of your ancestors kind of figured it out later, but now you have a connection to yourself and, you know, the divine version of a higher version of yourself that's saying, not only catch on to it quicker, but move on it faster than the people in the past have done, fixing and healing the past, correcting past mistakes, cleaning up any sort of imbalances or corruption. So a lot of like restoration, potentially some root work, some shadow work for you as well, moving forward. If you have children, or if you're thinking of having children, but specifically this message is for people that currently have children, the message that I'm receiving is to eliminate any of those negative cycles, maybe that have been passed to your parents, maybe even passed on to you. Do not pass those negative cycles onto your children. Like, you are the one that's breaking those chains, that's changing those cycles, that's interrupting that energy. And in order to do that, in order to interrupt energy, right? Energy has a natural flow to it. So in order to interrupt it, different or more energy has to be put into it. So the energy has to change. And that's what all of this fiery energy is about to me. And that's like what I'm feeling, and the messages that I'm getting here for you is you have to use your own fire, ignition, and passion and energy to disrupt the cycles and the negativity that has been a part of your family cycle, and even past life cycle, past life energy. And then the joyous. I feel like the joyous is like, there's a lot of work to do. But I feel like the message of the joyous, along with the moon, like that connection, is really talking about a balance that, that yes, from all of this, there's going to be happiness and a calm, a peace, a balance, a restoration of harmony. But I also feel like the message here is, even as you go through the process, like finding joy and opening up communication with yourself, with your own desires, which you wish to see out of your life, what is harmony and balance inside of you, and then that will reflect outward too. So I think there's some soul searching type of energy happening here as well with the joyous. I'm feeling like it's like an inner joy, and also like an enjoy the process. Like, yes, it's going to be hard. It's going to be a lot of work. There's going to be some things that are uncomfortable, but enjoying that journey, enjoying the process, enjoy seeing the change that is going to happen with all of the work and effort that you are putting in. Ooh, and then we have soothe your soul. I definitely feel like this is connected to this moon energy as well. But I feel like this journey, like the message that I'm getting from your higher self is basically that they're asking a lot of you. A lot is being asked of you, but you're capable of doing it. So it's not like it's an impossible thing that's being asked of you. There's a lot being asked of you. However, as you go along, you have to make sure that your soul is settled, that your soul is soothed, that you're taken care of on the inside as well, so that you can continue doing the work on the outside. So if you happen to be the type of person that goes a little bit excess, I feel like that message is balance, really. And then we have Angel Light. And Angel Light is a reminder that you're not alone, that you have support around you to help you on your journey. So just not forgetting that, keeping that in your mind and your heart space as you're going through and tackling these challenging things. Both of the crystals that we received are blue, so that relates to the throat chakra. And I feel like the message is a couple of things. So using your voice is going to be something that's really important here. Again, I'm feeling, it feels like we're addressing some family things, some past cyclical things. So there's going to be a lot of like speaking up, speaking out, acknowledging your own past pain, potentially even some childhood issues, but like voicing your opinion, speaking out, using your voice, communication. Open communication was one of the keywords in the joyous card as well. The moon suggests communication, or emotional. It suggests like emotional energy. And I'm feeling emotional communication, verbal communication, a translation of emotional experiences into words. I'm getting maybe writing a book, or doing some kind of a talk, or helping other people who are in a similar situation. But like using your voice is going to be really important and powerful as a part of your healing process, and this idea of healing for you. And I'm also getting the message that you're like taking care of your voice, caring for your voice, making sure that you're like drinking enough water and you're exercising your vocal cords and using like essential oils and other things to like care for your vocal cords and your voice is going to be really important. So we have the Ace of Pentacles. What I'm seeing with the Ace of Pentacles is like new opportunities, potentially even financial or worldly opportunities presenting themselves and taking advantage of money-making opportunities. So this is the message that I'm getting from your higher self, is saying don't feel awkward or uncomfortable about monetizing some parts of your journey. It's not about the money, but it can help support you. It can help provide you financial stability. So don't be uncomfortable or awkward about it. That's just kind of the message that I'm getting here. We also have the Seven of Swords and the World. Okay. All right. So with the Seven of Swords present, to me, this is telling... The message here is that there's a few messages. So the first thing that I see with the World is a bigger picture thinking card. And I feel like it's present to let you know that the outcome, the long distance plan, is going to be holistic, and it's going to... like the world will be at your fingertips. You will be in a place of harmony. You'll be in a place of peace, of joy. You will be happy that you went through all of this, even though it will feel like a lot at the time and it will be overwhelming at times. So I feel like the World is there just to say there is definitely light at the end of all of this. Good things are kind of going to come out of this. But there is going to be some challenge. And with the Seven of Swords, a couple of messages here that I'm seeing. a lot of it is inside your mind. I'm getting like a thief in the night sort of thing, but like more so with yourself, like you doubting yourself, you discrediting or downplaying your impact or the importance of your story, your voice, like the importance of your voice, like you kind of stealing your confidence and other things just with doubt and mental warfare and just like battle inside of your head and anxiety and different things like that. What I'm also seeing in the Seven of Swords is that you might have to think about things from a different point of view. Like you might have to, there might have to be a different strategy or approach that you take with yourself, but also kind of with the world around you. Like there might be instances that don't work out exactly the way you think that they should, and that could lead you to believe that you're not on the right track. And the message that I'm getting here is that don't give up so quickly. You might have to take a couple of different approaches. You might have to attack it from different directions in order to get the desired outcome that you're looking for. So don't give up. Re-strategize, rethink, and then, take action. But I feel like this is a message that's saying that opportunities will be present, long-term, big picture, that they're going to be very fruitful and helpful for you. But you might have to kind of come out of the thought process of thinking that everything is just going to line up perfectly for you. There's definitely going to be moments in here where you're going to doubt yourself, that you're not going to think that you're on the right track, that you're going to, be rejected for something and have to like come back at it from a different perspective or different point of view. Either way, things aren't going to be smooth sailing from beginning to end. There's always going to be, some tricks, if you will, in there that you will have to navigate. But I feel like it's more so for like character building. It makes for a stronger story for you, and it's just a part of the journey is the message that I'm getting for you. Like it's just a part of the journey. It's not anything that you did wrong. It's just like sometimes there are hiccups, sometimes there are hurdles and you have to, jump over the hurdles, or, there's a mudslide and it blocks the road and you have to go another way. So don't give up too easily. You do matter. Your voice matters. Your story matters. It's going to help others get through. And, there's a bit of a road to go, but it'll all be worth it in the end. So we have the moth orchid, which is all about communication. Listen and speak with greater care. We've been talking about communication. It's very much so present with your crystal energy, as well as in the joyous card. One of the keywords in that is communication, specifically open communication. And I feel like the moth orchid is talking about like listening. Like speaking, yes, like what you say matters, how you say it matters, but I feel like listening keeps coming out. Listen, making sure that you're listening and not just hearing. And that's a part of communication. Like communication is not just about how you are putting out information. It's also about how you are taking in information. Communication is a two-way street. So making sure that you're listening and not just hearing or listening to respond, but that you're actually like listening, taking in the energy before you put out any energy in your communications. And then we have Heartsease, which is all about compassion. And I feel like that's connected to our joyous card, as well as our moon energy, and our celestite. But just this idea of, I feel like this is like tread a little more tenderly. I feel like this is talking about you. I feel like this is your higher self saying, be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Don't beat yourself up if things don't go quite as planned, if you don't say the right thing on the first time, and just in general, like just being gentle with yourself, being tender with yourself, understanding that this is all a process. Like this whole entire life that we are in is a process, and looking at it in that way and not being really critical of yourself and or how you've handled things, and just know that, you know, there's always many ways to do things, but just to be like gentle with yourself on how you approached a certain situation. And then we have Forget Me Not, which is all about remembrance. Memories in the past hold the key. I feel like we already kind of talked a bit about this, and we talked about correcting the past mistakes, doing some root work, doing some shadow work, and I feel like again, it's those past things, working through those past things, overcoming those past situations that's going to, you know, solidify your story and really give you the forward momentum that you need in order to make moves and make waves moving forward in this journey. So I feel like there's a lot here, and this is really exciting. There's a lot of energy present. There's also a lot of reminders for you that you have everything that you need. Support is all around you. Yes, this is a big task, but you have all that you need inside and out. And I'm really excited for you to get to embark on this journey. So my beautiful soul, these are the messages that I've channeled for you today. I certainly hope this was helpful for you. If it was, make sure to drop a comment down below. Let me know it resonated. Click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're not already a part of the Kindred family. Would love to have you. Also, make sure to connect with me on... Yep, that's right. I am on TikTok. So make sure to connect with me on TikTok as well as Facebook. Check out my Etsy shop as well if you're interested in a private reading or any other content that I've curated there to help you on your spiritual life journey. So thank you so much, beautiful soul, for your time and your energy today, and I will see you in an upcoming reading. Bye. Hello, group number 2, and welcome to your reading. So we're going to go ahead and get into your guiding energy. Okay, so voice is your guiding energy. The first messages that I'm getting from your higher self off of this card is the idea of self-advocacy. I'm getting the message that speaking up for yourself, speaking your truth, speaking out against the things that you experience as being unfair, distressing for yourself and or for others is kind of a message that I'm getting for you. We also have earth and dark matter. Home and mystery. Okay. So this is kind of what I'm getting. So I feel like as we embark on this journey, exercising our voice, figuring out what things are important to us, I feel like the message here is that there's going to be a lot of kind of unique situations that you're in, a lot of foreign, alien lands and situations I'm getting. There's going to be a lot of change, a lot of transformation. There's going to be you being the light in a darkened space, you being a star in the night, like just kind of like you being the oddball out in many ways, and sometimes that can be disheartening and energy consuming. And so the message that I'm getting there kind of reflects back onto this earth energy, this grounded energy, and finding home like in yourself and in nature and in whatever else you consider home. So I feel like creating a sacred space, creating a safe place and space for you to escape to when some of the endeavors that you're embarking on get too heavy. It's going to be important to have that like escape, that place of love, that place of compassion, that place of renewal and being re-energized and being able to rest. The very like divine feminine type of energy to all of this masculine energy. Like there's a lot of like air energy present here that suggests action, movement, speaking, talk, like movement and action. And there's going to need to be a time of rest and a place and space for that activity of rest. So making sure you're cultivating that in your life. Very interesting. So very fitting card. So we have the darkening of the light as well as the abysmal. So I feel like this is just in alignment with what we've already been talking about here. So caution and moderation, self-protection. So I feel like this is actually more connected to this home energy, but it's almost like preparation, like creating this safe space before you go out and embark. And then the abysmal is like danger, insecurity, facing fears, courage, dark emotions. So I feel like this is just letting you know with all like the water symbolage here that this is going to be a tumultuous and emotionally draining and tumultuous path that we're going down. And there's just a warning really here to make sure that you have like this other side of things in order and that you're prepared for some of the drainingness. Otherwise it can be overwhelming. There's going to be times where you might even doubt your direction, or somebody might say something to you that has you pausing or doubting your direction. I'm getting potentially even going up against some energy, maybe some conflict coming your way as well. With like the courage, I'm getting for some of you, it's like, okay, this feels very specific, but the message that I'm getting is like speaking out and advocating on your behalf and your truth. And that's going to take courage, and you're going to have to ruffle some feathers, potentially, of people that you care about. But at the end of the day, it's for your own peace of mind and for your own sake. And I feel like, developing that home or having that home place available to you as you go along is going to be critical to kind of like fall back on or know that you have a refuge or somewhere to go. If I'm feeling like there's some sort of a confrontation. I'm getting several messages. I'm getting for some of you, it's more like big picture. You're kind of fighting the good fight, or maybe you're advocating for people like outside of yourself. Potentially, like I'm getting like lawyer, an advocate, something like that, where you're basically fighting someone else's battles. And then for some of you, it's a more personal sort of conflict that's coming your way that you're going to have to stand up to, use your voice to speak outward and speak, being true to yourself. But there might be some backlash, or there might be some, like a negative kind of consequence or repercussion to doing that. And we have red jasper here, which is all about taking action, which I feel like is very much so in alignment with what we've already been talking about. And we have shungite, which talks about removing, detoxifying negative energy from your life, like removing negative energy from your life, which I feel like is on point with this idea of creating a safe place. And I feel like I said, for some of you, I feel like the action that you're taking is going to be to detox your life, getting negative energy, negative people out of your life. Like, this is going to end up weeding them out as you speak your truth and voice your opinion. And that it's going to have like a healing sort of energy to it. Yeah, but the red jasper with this taking action, like, there's definitely a lot of movement. But it's going to be a very emotional sort of situation. It's going to be transformative to the relationships around you. It's going to be transformative for you. Really digging deep and facing your fears. Facing your truth. So we have the Four of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, and the Nine of Cups. Okay, so even though this is going to be very emotional time, with the Nine of Cups, to me it tells me that, I just feel like your higher self is basically like letting you know that you come out all right. Like, you're sitting in a good place emotionally. Again, assuming you take all these steps, you're sitting in a good place emotionally, and I feel like that's kind of just a message to let you know that it all works out. It's all okay. That, yes, it's going to be a roller coaster. It's going to be a lot that happens emotionally, that the transformation that happens, but it's going to work out. Like, you're going to be even more secure, even more confident and sound and balanced coming out of the situation emotionally. With the Three of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles present, I feel like there's a very good chance that some of the vocal energy is happening in the workplace. There's a very good chance that it's going to impact your finances in some sort of way. It might they might even be tightened up a little bit for a period of time, and you will need to just be mindful of the balancing the checkbook sort of thing, just being mindful. But I do want to let you know that it's just temporary, that everything goes through cycles. I also feel like I'm trying to get a sense of timing. It does feel like the situation is going to be something that happens a bit like over the course of some time. With the Pentacles and the water energy, it's suggesting something that's a little bit more slower, something that's slower, something that's more time consuming, something that the transition is going to happen a bit over time. And I feel like that makes a lot of sense. Like, even though we have the air energy present with the voice, with all of the water present, with this idea of the Pentacles present, and this earth energy, it feels like it's going to take some time to establish a home place, a safe place, and protect yourself, to strengthen your voice enough to take action with it. It just feels like there's going to be some steps and some stages, and things are going to take a bit of time for you. But I do see that, again, the outcome is going to be emotionally satisfying. Okay, let's see. All right, and we have red rose, so courage, and that was already a keyword in the abysmal. So kind of just reiterating that it's going to take courage. Courage is going to be involved with taking action, being brave, being strong, and believing. that you have what it takes, that you're able to accomplish what you've set out to accomplish. We have Wisteria, which talks about longevity. So plan for and take the dedicated path, which I feel like we've kind of been talking about this entire time. Like basically talking about establishing one thing first and then going on into the next thing and being patient with it, doing it properly, executing the plan properly and not trying to jump the gun, if you will. And then we have, oh my gosh, as our final message to wrap up our message for you is the Bird of Paradise, which talks about self-acceptance. You are so much more. I think I'm just going to say this because it's on my heart to say, and this is definitely not going to be applicable to all of you, but I'm getting the message that somebody needs to hear this, so I'm going to say it. I'm getting for some of you, this is going to be a very, like, accepting who you are, potentially coming out to your family, or breaking some kind of news to your family. And I kept getting like coming out or accepting like your sexuality, your sexual orientation, whoever you are. I kept getting that message coming and coming and coming from somebody's higher self. And I feel like this is going to be a breath of fresh air for you. You know, this self-acceptance, this leaning into who you are, this developing a safe place for yourself and a voice for yourself, and going through the difficulty, taking the action, and like basically owning your life, yourself, and releasing everyone else's emotions about who you are, what, you know, whatever that is, like releasing everyone else's thoughts, emotions, feelings, and just like leaning into who you are and living your freaking life is what I'm getting here for you. So I felt like that was very specific to somebody or somebody's, but I did feel like I needed to say that because it was like a message that kept whispering and whispering. So this is going to be a beautiful and challenging journey. And again, following the steps is what I'm getting from your higher self. Following these steps, making sure that you have a strong, solid foundation, a home, a place, a space that starts from inside of yourself and can extend out into your community, family, and others that are around, friends and family that you keep around you, before you go on and take this task of using your voice to advocate for yourself and or others. So my beautiful group number 2. These are the messages that I have channeled for you today from your higher self. I certainly hope these messages are helpful for you. If something resonated, please do make sure to drop a comment down below and let me know it did. Click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're not already a part of the Kindred family. I would love to have you on board. Also, do connect with me on TikTok and Facebook. And check out my Etsy shop if you're interested in a personal reading. I do have all available readings on my Etsy shop, so check that out. And thank you so much, my beautiful Kindred Soul, for spending time with me today, for sharing energetic space with me, and I will see you in an upcoming reading. Bye. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your reading. So again, we are channeling messages from your higher self. We're going to go ahead and flip over the guiding energy for you, group number 3. So your guiding energy is cave. Protection is the primary message of our conversation today. Okay, let's get into the rest of it. See what other messages we have. So we have outer core as well as bushfires. Ooh. Okay. So I feel like I'm getting Aries energy. If you have strong Aries placements in your chart, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in Aries, Mars, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars in Aries, this is from your higher self. Tempering your ego, tempering your anger, tempering your frustration, being conscious of your anger and frustration and grounding that energy. Sometimes emotions can run high, especially Moon in Aries folks, or Moon in any fire sign really. Emotions can be hot and run really high. And I feel like there's just an overall message here about protecting your energy, protecting your energy, your power, your message, not allowing others to control or dictate like who you are and how you respond to the world around you, but you maintaining that power through this idea of protection. And what I really feel like this is very earthy. It's very earth energy, very grounded, very secure. It's almost like finding a safe place, not to suppress the emotions or the rage or passion, but a way of grounding it. It's almost like, grounding, like when electricity, when there's a storm and electricity, buildings always have to be grounded. They have the little electrical antenna on the top of the building that then guides that electrical energy through the building into the ground and grounds the energy. And that's what I'm feeling like you need to do, like to establish again this cave. So it's like an inward thing. It's an inward, whether it's a chant, a meditation, a word, taking a deep breath when you feel the anger rising inside of you, or the frustration, or the heat, or the passion, or the emotions, whatever it is, when you feel it rising inside of you, taking a deep breath and releasing the potent energy, the spontaneous energy, and then allowing yourself to process through the emotions, okay? So we also have peace and we have enthusiasm. So one thing, okay, grounding the energy, yes, that's important. Knowing how to do that, having a couple of tricks in the basket is never harmful. So I feel like that's one of the messages is to be able to ground that energy from the inside out, harmony and balance. And then I feel like with enthusiasm, it's about converting or transforming that energy into something positive, redirecting the energy into something positive. And that's kind of even like with the electricity bolt here, through creativity. So when you feel, for example, this is obviously just an example, but when you feel yourself getting upset or mad about a situation, transforming or transitioning that into some sort of creative endeavor. So whether that is, say, for example, if you are a writer or something, maybe you write a poem or write a story or write lyrics or sing a song or whatever your creative outlet is. Maybe it's painting, maybe it's whatever it is, but converting or transforming that intense energy into something that you're enthusiastic about. And I'm feeling like doing that is actually going to do a couple of things. It's going to help you express yourself. It's going to help you gain confidence. It's going to help you inspire others, find success in that. And you're going to get a really positive response from doing that, is what I'm getting. like being enthusiastic. Because, you know, like some of the best art, right, is from, it's like energy channeled from frustration, from anger, from a breakup, from whatever it is, right? Those raw and intense emotions, that flood of energy is then transformed into some sort of creative or positive kind of output, if you will. All right, what did we have? Yes, and then the peace, again, I feel like this, the protection, the peace, having your emotions be more fluid and connected than just like the outbursts. And I feel like the primary focus is prioritize your health came up. Very fitting. But I feel like the primary focus here is harmony, is balance, is being in control from the inside out. All right. Okay. So we had turquoise here. We already kind of talked about turquoise is connected and related to like prioritizing your health. But with epidote, the message that I'm getting with epidote is if you find yourself angry often, or outbursts of anger or rage or frustration that overwhelms you, even if just for a short period of time, the message that I'm getting here for you is to look deeper, to go deeper than just like, oh, this person cut me off in traffic, or, you know, this person didn't show up for a date, they stood me up, or, you know, whatever the situation is currently might not actually be the root of the anger. It's more just like a trigger for the anger, and going deeper. So whether that is, you know, you might need to, depending on the severity, you might need to, you know, get some outside help, talk to a counselor, a mental health professional to help you work through some of that, some of the deeper issues. Doing some root work might be helpful. Doing shadow work might be helpful. But I feel like with epidote, it's like not just being surface right now. If there's some other things going on, is what your higher self is saying, that there are some deeper things, and something might have actually just popped into your mind. That incident when you were a kid, or that series of incidents when you were a kid, or something you saw or something you did in your youth that might spark some of the roots of some of the frustration and rage. So just going a little bit deeper and not just looking at the current situation as that's the problem, that there might be something a little bit deeper, especially if you're feeling that fury. Like there's something so intense and just intense and wild and deep that's harnessed it and rooted deep inside of you that needs to be addressed. So go deeper for yourself to find out what the root is and how you can still cultivate a really positive, uplifting life. So we have the King of Swords, the Ten of Swords, and the Moon. Okay. All right. So here's a couple of things present. So the King of Swords could represent somebody coming into your life. It's going to have the qualities of the King of Swords. So this person could have strong air sign placements in their chart. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in an air sign. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. They don't necessarily have to, but they will display these divine masculine traits of being very like logical, very good at cutting through the truth of things, like seeing the truth. And I'm getting, for some of you, this could be like a mentor. It could be the mental professional that you go to get help with. It could be representing a spiritual guide or someone like that. I also feel like the King of Swords energy, like this more logical, grounded sort of energy, is also something I could see you needing to cultivate some of this energy inside of yourself. Again, when frustrating or upsetting situations happen, having the ability to navigate through those situations in a more logical way, in a less emotional, a less sporadic, a less fiery, a less immature way, if you will, is actually going to be really beneficial for you. And with the Ten of Swords, what I am seeing is you kind of coming to an end with this way of doing things. You being at the bottom, being at the lowest point of how you're dealing with things. It's just not working. It's just not working for you. And I do see, like, you know, with the Ten of Swords, it's a very dramatic imagery. It has the figure laying on their back with all of the 10 swords sticking out of their back. It's very dark. You have the dark clouds all hovering above. It's a very ominous type of energy. But if we look in the distance, below all the dark clouds, we see the sun shining on the horizon, and that represents hope. You know, encourages us not to give up, and that, you know, there's always another way of doing things. Cultivating a more grounded, mature way of approaching situations. Again, that whole idea of kind of figuring out ways to channel the initial bursts of energy so that you can then come to a more grounded, more logical situation where you can evaluate. You know, that's what our King of Swords is good at. Evaluating, making determinations, making sound decisions, making fair decisions, making just decisions. Also making necessary decisions as well. Like, there might be some decisions that come out of this. Like, maybe there is a person in your life that just knows how to push your buttons. Maybe releasing that person from your life or limiting the time that you spend with that person might be the tough solution that has to happen in order for you to maintain peace and control over your world and your emotions and all of that stuff. So just bearing in mind that there are multiple ways to approach these situations, and that's what that King of Swords energy is about. It's a very mature, like mentally clear sort of point of view that kind of just deals with things on a very logical basis and isn't invested in being overly emotional about certain situations, which I feel like, again, if you have those strong Aries placements, it could make a lot of sense to cultivate some of that King of Swords energy for yourself. Okay, so we have Tiger Lily, which is all about security. So choose the safe harbor for now. And I feel like that's like the piece, right? I feel like this is going to happen in layers. You know, the first layer is creating a protective place for yourself, creating a secure location that starts from a place of peace from the inside out, a place of tranquility from the inside out. Prioritizing your health, removing anything that is not healthy for you, that is not good for you, especially if it's a trigger point for you on this journey. And then moving into the next phase, which might be transforming that energy into a creative expression. And then the next phase might be going a bit deeper and seeing what some of the roots of all these things are. And maybe I didn't do those in the right order for everybody, but the idea is that there might be a process to this. And the first step is securing yourself, protecting yourself, creating that cave, creating that way of grounding yourself when the situation comes up. And we have health, which is very much so connected with our peony here. Focus on all parts to make the whole. So prioritize your health, security, peace. I didn't really talk about the moon, but to me, the moon is talking about balancing out energy, balancing out like that moon, like our ego and id sort of thing. So balancing out our emotional side of things and our ego side of things, making sure that the moon, that the inward stuff has just as much priority and say and nurturing as the outwardly expressive sun type of energy stuff. So especially if you have those strong Aries placements, you need to make sure that you are also nurturing your other earth and or water placements as well, and you are paying attention to your health and you're not overextending yourself, and that you're balancing out kind of your more tame side with your more that wild side, if you will. So if you're all work and no play, play a little bit. Okay. And then we have a cactus flower, which talks about endurance. I feel like this message here is just really talking about, it's a journey. You know, this whole thing is a journey. It's going to take time. It's going to take energy. It's going to take resources. It's going to take patience. It's going to take screwing up and starting over again, reevaluating, messing things up. And that's just a part of it. That's just a part of the process. It's a part of life in general. And I feel like just like enduring through all those different things and just knowing that even when you do mess up, it's gonna happen, and that's okay. It's about keeping going at it. Like, you can't fail at something if you keep going at it, because the ultimate goal, you know, we're reaching out for the ultimate goal, and the ultimate goal is that success, whatever that is to you, whatever that looks like to you, which the message that I'm getting for your higher self is peace. Peace is the ultimate goal. Being in harmony, being in balance, having that yin and that yang being properly and equally represented and respected in your life. Again, with that moon energy, with that, you know, the wild side and the domestic side, you know, the wild wolf and the domestic dog, you know, balancing out all of those different energies that make you up as a person. And just also understanding that passion is there for a reason. Often if it's having a negative effect in our lives, we're just not channeling it the right way. But there is a reason, there's a divine reason why you have all of that energy. And I feel like, again, that going deeper, looking into yourself a bit more, and analyzing yourself a little bit more is going to help you figure out where that energy should be channeled. That is going to bring about positive results in your life instead of negative results in your life. Okay. All right, beautiful soul. These are the messages that I channeled for you from your higher self. I certainly hope these messages were helpful for you, enlightening for you, just what you needed to hear. If something did resonate, please do make sure to drop a comment and let me know what hit home. Make sure to click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're not already a part of the Kindred family. Would love to have you. Connect with me on TikTok and Facebook. If you're interested in a personal reading or any other type of, you know, spiritual material, I create all kinds of stuff on my Etsy shop, so make sure to check out my Etsy shop. So thank you so much, beautiful soul, for your time and energy today, and I will see you in an upcoming reading. Bye.